Welcome, everybody. It's my big pleasure. As you know, always, I'm so excited to welcome my guest. And today we go to Asia. We have never been able to reach Asia yet because, of course, the time change is very difficult to manage with the schedule. But today I'm very happy. And of course, I'm pleased to welcome my special guest today. Wonderful, excellent harpist, as you have heard also in her biography example. Wonderful harpist JUNG KWAK. She comes from the South Korea, and now, of course, she has 10 o'clock in the evening, and we have 2 p.m. in the European time. And of course, it's very early in the United States. So I hope we will have the audience all over the world. And I'm looking forward now, and welcome to the screen our great guest, JUNG KWAK. Hello, JUNG.
Oh, hi, Jana.
A nice evening in Korea. How is it in Seoul
Yeah.
now? Is it cold or warm? How is it?
It's getting cold. Yeah, it's been raining a little bit yesterday and today, and yes, it's getting cold. How is it in Europe?
Well, it's changing. It's like sometimes I feel it's a spring, but sometimes I feel it's already winter. It's changing from one thing to another one. It's really but it's okay. And I hope that you have now a good time. Even I have just read before the interview that even Korea is going to be locked down or really having some restrictions, strong restrictions. So I hope that you are safe and that everybody who is close to you are at home and they are really healthy. That's the main thing.
Yes. Luckily, my family and friends, we are all healthy and staying safe. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, as I said, it's really wonderful that you accepted the invitation. I'm so glad because, of course, we have heard your example of your performing now, but I have many videos prepared. And I would like, of course, to first start with, as everybody, I'm asking, how did you come to play the harp? Because as far as I know, your parents are not musicians. So it would be interesting to know how it comes and if you have siblings and if you can just let us know a little bit about your past.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm very honored to be on your show, and thank you very much for the opportunity. And I started the harp as a hobby. I wanted, actually, my dream was to be a medical doctor. I wanted to be a pediatrician, and I wanted to play an instrument as a hobby to relieve my stress after seeing the patients, and also maybe to play for the patients. And when I was 12, I started the harp. So I started pretty late for a professional harpist, but I'm the very first grandchild on my mom's side, and my grandmother, who was a absolutely classical music lover, she always called me not by my name Jung, but she called me Chunsa, which is an angel in Korean. And so she always called me Angel, and she always told me that angels play the harp. So I hope, Jung, you can play the harp sometime in your lifetime. And so that always was stuck in my mind. And I started piano, I think, when I was like 4 years old, but I didn't like it because the teacher, I didn't practice. And so the teacher would spank me with a hit with the ruler. And so I was like, oh my gosh, no piano. And so, but when I was 12, I think Korean age, so I think I was 11 years old, American age. I remembered my grandmother's saying, and so I said, I want to play the harp. And of course, my parents, who are not musicians, and the harp was very expensive at that time in Korea, and I was like, no, you can't play the instrument. Oh, we're not wealthy enough, and I really begged my parents, and actually, that was the first time in my life that I did not eat for 3 days, and as a child, and because I was doing a
Protest.
diet, so it's like, give me a harp, or otherwise I'm going to starve myself. And so actually after 3 days of not eating, my parents gave in and said, okay, now you can play the harp as a hobby. And after I started, within the 3 months, I just fell in love with the instrument, and I was like, oh, no more blood. This is going to be my profession. Oh, this is my love. So that's how I became a harpist.
Oh, this is such a really dedication to the instrument. It's really unbelievable how strongly you went for your wish and dream. And did you get the big harp right away when you were so little?
Actually, I'm not that tall, but actually, this is my height when I was like when I turned 12. And so actually I was a pretty big girl for 11-year-old.
Uh-huh.
And I had the lever harp for I think 2 months, and then luckily I switched to a concert grand harp. So yes,
That
I almost started, yeah, with
that's
a big
great.
harp.
Yeah, that you could have started with the big harp, because it's a big difference. So I'm of course talking now also for the people who are not playing the harp, so that they will
Yeah.
know it's really big difference between the concert grand harp, which we can see so beautiful instruments behind you, and the little harps, which are without the pedals, because we have 7 pedals on the harp. So without the pedals, and they are much smaller. So there is many changes which you have to do when you are changing from the lever harp to the big harp, of course.
Yeah. Mhm.
And who was your first teacher?
Um, it was she was Mrs. Myungja Kwon,
Hmm.
who is one of the, I think, like second generation of harpist. There was the late Mr. Kyosuk Lee, who actually brought the harp from the U.S. to Korea, and he was the first harpist in Korea, male harpist. And then his first generation students were, um, one of them was Mrs. Kwon.
So you were lucky to have a great teacher actually from the very
Yeah,
beginning, because this is
yeah.
also incredibly important for not having so many changes after when you are older. And if you
Mhm.
start quite old, I mean 11 years old, it was already
Yeah,
at that time, it was not too early. So you did amazing progress very quickly, because as I know, you were very young when you were performing at the World Harp Congress in Vienna.
yes.
So
Actually, I was the youngest one in the
yeah,
among the focus on youth. Yeah.
you were really such a cutie. And if you allow, I will just now show this video from that performance. I have 3 videos of that performance, so
Oh my
I will be happy to show all 3. But now the first one.
God. Okay.
Really bravo, because this is absolutely amazing. In the age, I know how difficult this piece, and I know how many students are playing and have difficulties to play it. And how many years did you play before you played this kind of pieces? Everything was very fast,
Um.
you were really progressing very fast.
Yeah. So I think this was my fourth year as a harpist.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's absolutely really, I mean, all the students who listen now, they can be really now having inspiration, because everything is possible. But it's also, you were very working, you were really practicing, you were quite really dedicated to do it the best, as I can see. That's clear. And you can see also on this little girl when she was playing how powerful and really so passion was your playing always. It's pleasure to see. So if you allow, I will just show another one, which is the Hasselmann's The Etude. It's absolutely amazing. I'm always impressed when I listen to it, because you are so connected with the instrument, even in this age. You were really, it was seen from your playing that you loved it so much. Was it one of the first performances you have done, or you have done many performances already before?
It was my very first international performance, because that was my very first trip to Europe, and so I don't know how you found these recordings.
Yeah, I have to.
Embarrassing.
It's really beautiful, and I need now to show one from that performance as well, which is really unique. You can see how even as an actress you can deal on the stage in this age. You are really absolutely special, beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems that you had really a lot of power. It seems like you did not like the harp at that moment. No, it's really.
I was catching a fly.
No, it's really absolutely impressive in this age. Do you have memories from that time when you were in Vienna? Except
It was my very first World Harp Congress, and so and it was my very first European trip, and so it was just, everything was just like a dream. And of course I met you and heard your wonderful amazing performance, and it was just a very overwhelming experience as a young child. Yes.
I think that really it has been for all of us, because it was a very special congress as well in Vienna.
Yeah.
It was so warm, so really, so like a family. It was really very special, also very special place, of course, to be. Yes. And did you buy a harp there, or did you have some new experience which you took from Vienna?
No, I didn't buy a harp. I already had a harp, so I didn't buy a harp. No.
Mhm. And what was your first harp brand? Did you have Line and Healy from the very
Yes, I
beginning?
had a line in Healy. Yes.
Mhm, mhm. And do you have any siblings who is also playing the harp, or do you have any siblings?
Actually, when I started out as a hobby, I have two younger brothers, and we all started learning the same harp, or we all started learning the harp.
Really?
And and then after I think like 1 month, my brothers quit. I was like, oh, I don't want to play the harp, and so I
Oh,
I I continued. Yes.
oh, that's a pity. It would be a wonderful trio if all
Um,
your family.
no, 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 no. I don't think my brothers will like that.
But certainly your parents were very supportive, of course, as I know you were also coming once you came also to Prague, and I remember your mother was always with you, which is so, so wonderful that you have such a support from your parents, of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they are just wonderful. Yeah.
I have received from you amazing video of the memory photos from your youth. So if you allow, I will share it now with our audience. And
Oh,
below the
mhm.
photos, you will hear one of the example from, or one of the taste of the one track of the CD, which our guest JUNG KWAK recorded. She has 6 CDs, as we have also seen on the biography, but this is one of those. So see the link and see mainly the last picture there about the CD so that you can purchase it. Beautiful and very unusual combination. Did you find this combination by yourself as a trial to do different than with cello, or who was the idea to do it with the
Oh,
brass
I think
instrument?
it was my producer with Universal Music Korea, but I often play with different combinations. Yes, of
That
musicians.
on this CD, which was mentioned, is there many pieces which with the brass instruments, or is it the only one?
No, I think there are pieces with flutes and then bassoons,
Mhm,
and it was all different combinations. And
mhm,
all this was right after my birth of my son, and so I wanted all the composers, which are the classical composers, that is well known, not for harp, but
mhm,
but the composers that which they have written for their loved ones or for family. And so this album is dedicated to my son. At that time, he was 1 year old,
oh,
and to all the young parents who have a young children, for the family. So easy listening and but very calm. And yes, that's my son Jejun. Yes.
beautiful, really so beautiful. And just don't jump. We will come to start to talk about your son, of course. But I would like to know, after all this wonderful start, which was really like a highlights, absolutely. what was your next step, which you know that was your real highlight in the your career? Because the World Harp Congress certainly was one of the first one, but then you went for the competitions, and maybe what else is, because you had such a wonderful performances with many famous performers. So if you know what was really your just wow, this is something very special for me. From now, I feel again another step higher.
I think I was very fortunate. Of course, in the beginning, after studying in Korea, like almost 3 years, when I went to Susan McDonald's summer master class, and she asked me to stay and study with her. So I think I was the second one in the world after Naoko. She asked me to accept as a young child. And so where did you find all these photos? Oh my gosh. Okay. So it was just a big honor to study with her from a very young age. And then as a professional, real professional debut, actually, I was very honored to perform as a concerto soloist with Maestro Zubin Mehta and the Israel Phil. That was my professional debut in Korea. And I toured with him in Europe as well as performed in Israel. And so I think that was like one of my biggest highlight in my career. Yes.
And you have performed the Reinecke concerto, right?
Yes, with him. Yeah, Reinecke, Handel, and yeah.
So let's listen now to the example of this wonderful performance. Great. It must have been really amazing experience. Just tell us, was it the first time Zubin Mehta conducted the Reinecke concerto?
Yes, it was the first. It was the first time, and at that time, it was recorded by the Beta system, like the VHS. So that's why everything it doesn't sound
no, it's just
perfect.
It's always a wonderful to have this kind of memory, because I mean, not many people have not only the opportunity to have this kind of experience, but of course to have memory out of it. Because usually in the past there was no chance to make recordings, or not make there was no chance like in these days when we have all the photos and we can make the videos on the phone. So of course it's wonderful that you have this kind of photos and video as well. Yeah. And what was after you were going? Of course, it's wonderful that you could have studied with Miss McDonald. You were studying also with Kathleen Bright.
Yes, at Eastman. Yes.
So you left to United States for very young age already.
Yeah. So I started studying with Miss McDonald since age of 14. So I was in Bloomington, Indiana for 9 years. Can you believe it? So I went to middle school, high school, and then at IU, and then I got into artist diploma, but it was like 9 years of living in Bloomington. And so after that, actually, I went to Eastman and for my master's, and of course I had a wonderful time with Miss McDonald, and I still do. I still see her pretty often, but I also had an amazing time at Eastman too. Yes, with Miss Bride.
That's wonderful that you have many wonderful experience with the teachers, because to swallow all this information and advices from such a level, great level, not only performers but professors as well, it's something which you can only use for the whole entire life, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course. Yes.
So, and when did you finish in US? Did you return right away to Korea, or did you live somewhere else during that period of time?
So actually, so after IU, I went to Eastman and then I did my grad work, and also I was the teaching assistant. And at that during that time, that was when I was still a graduate student, but I debuted with Meister Meta. That was like in '97, so it was like 20 some years ago, 23 years ago. And then after that, Miss Bride helped me to get a management in New York, and also I got a 7 CD contract with Atlantic Records, which is part of Warner Group, and so I was with them. So I was living in New York and New Jersey, and then I was commuting back and forth, giving concerts all over, and especially in Korea when I came, I started to teach at Seoul National University, which is a top university. That was, and so I was commuting back and forth between U.S. and Korea like almost every month, and I did that, and then I think in year 2003, I think, yeah, I came to Korea and I settled.
And you got married, and as we were now saying already, you have a child, which certainly
Yes.
for every woman changed the life. But you are so active all the time, not only as a performer but also as an organization, in organizations, because you are part of many boards, and you are mainly having your studio in Seoul, and you are doing organization of festivals, of the harp festival, of the harp competition. I think that even if I am explaining all these things, nobody can believe that one person can do all of that. Just tell me, what was your first actually step to do something different than only to play the instrument? What was the first organization?
I think by watching Miss McDonald and from a young age, because I still remember in 1989, that's when the USA International Harp Competition, which you won a first prize in the 90s, right?
Me too.
Yes. And in which is one of the world's greatest harp competitions. And just and as a young child, it was just amazing to experience the all that. And I was actually at that age, I was a jury's assistant, so I was doing errands for the jury members, and it was just overwhelming experience for me. And also, I've seen Miss McDonald in the World Harp Congress as an artistic director, and all those attending and performing at World Harp Congress, and also AHS, which is American Harp Society conference. And it was just amazing to see all these harp events. And it was my dream. And I felt it was my obligation. If I'm a student of Miss McDonald, Susan McDonald, then I should do something in Korea like her, not maybe on her scale, but in a small scale, somewhat, I should do something for my country. And so that's how I started my Korea International Harp Competition, as well as a Korea Harp Festival. But for the Korea Harp Festival, I was actually very impressed with the Hong Kong Harp Festival. And so that's how I modeled it after the Hong Kong Harp Festival. And I've been on the board of the USA International Competition for, I don't know, God, how many years, for a long time. And also now I'm on the board of the World Harp Congress as well.
Amazing. It's really amazing. I'm trying to find, because I have, of course, all the pictures from all it, but it's so many things that I hardly can find it at the moment when I want to find it. But here I can only see that you are really helping with the competition. You are also doing like introduction for, you are really multi talented in every case. You are, of course, here. Also, I was on the picture. It was from the last year at the competition. It's really, you are amazing with all this what you can do. And I have also, of course, video of the first. I will show the video from the competition of Korea, and then I have also of the festival. So let's see the competition first. So, and I forgot to tell you that again, the music we will hear below these videos are from the CD of our guest, JUNG KWAK. So you have seen the title of the video, of the CD, I mean, and of course also the link of the YouTube. So you can see what kind of CD is it. And of course, again, you can purchase it. I'm sure that the CDs are available at your website, or where the people can reach the CDs.
I think on the internet. I don't know.
Okay. I will show when we will hear from each of the CD. We will hear the example, the sample. I will put all the covers of the CDs so that everybody can see what CDs we were listening to. And of course, I would like now to see also, or to show the festival also. Yes, harpist K. Is it your name now when you play this kind of music? Because you are also, like when we heard now also this sample, you are also interested and you are doing this kind of music as well. So in this case, you are harpist K.
Yes, actually, I did in like 2004, 2004 and 2005, like when I was a little bit younger. Yes, as an electric harp, because I wanted, harp is not as popular as like in the US or in Europe, and so I wanted for the Korean audience to ease into the harp, and so I started playing the electric harp maybe as an encore, and then I think one of the big concerts was with I was concerto soloist with Boston Pops Orchestra, which is one of the great pops orchestra in the U.S. with Keith Lockhart. And actually, after that, um, I got more and more opportunities. And at that, after I moved my recording company to Universal Music Korea, they asked me to make a electric harp album, and so I did, which was the first album was Vivace, and that was a just a hit all over Korea, and also even in China, and so and in Asia. And so after that, this was my second electric harp album. Yes. And so I wanted to be, I didn't want, like, in Korea, what at that time, when you do electric instruments, then it's like you are not a good classical musician, so that's why you have to go to an electric instrument. And so I didn't like that, and and even at the time that I released Vivace, it was like in like July. I released the Vivace, and then a couple months later, I was touring with Tokyo String Quartet, which is one of the great chamber music group, and doing serious, really like this was with Israel trio, piano trio, and so, but it was Tokyo String Quartet, and so I was doing going back and forth between electric harp and classical harp, and to show that I can do both. And but as an electric harp electric musician, I didn't when my recording company or my management released it, they didn't put in JUNG KWAK, or in Korea we read it Kwak Jung. We go by last name first and then first name, but just by Harpist K. And so like the reporters called, it's like, oh, by the way, did you release the album? Someone looks like you and playing a red harp, but there's no name, only just Harpist K as a brand new, fresh new musician. And so yes, I went by Harpist K.
Wonderful. So when you will see somewhere, Harpist K is our guest, JUNG KWAK, today. And you were mentioning Vivace's album, and I have here also one of the samples from that wonderful CD. Wow, it's like a pop star, really. So you could certainly not perform in the normal halls with this. It was something.
Yeah, everything was in China that time. Yeah, everything. So it was like, yes, in a football stadium, seating like 25,000 people, and it was like outdoor. And then I was coming up the lift, and then I had like 20 back dancers.
Wow.
And then I also I did like a show for Omega. And it was like Nicole Kidman was there, like, and so it was like I did a lot of fun things with the electric harp. Yes.
And are you still continuing, or you have just, it was a period of time and you are not doing it anymore? It's a pity.
Yeah, it was a period of time. I did it like a couple of years ago, back couple of years ago, in 2017 was my 20th anniversary as a professional harpist. And so then I played the electric harp, I think like one piece or so, but not anymore.
Definitely, as you said, it's a great idea to bring the harp more to the audience who don't know the harp too much, and they just think that it's angel instrument, and sometimes they are bored by it to see only the angel feelings. But this certainly brought more interest into the harp. Do you think that it was also the point that you have so many new young musicians, new young harpists in Korea? Do you think that this was also a start which brought more children to play the harp?
I don't know if it brought more children to play the harp, but actually it certainly brought a lot of new fans and also interest in the harp. Yes.
That's very important, and certainly it's you are a teacher as well, so you know that really the young talents which you have in Korea are exceptional, or at least I have had the experience with it. And I must say, I have to say this experience which I had when I was asking Seoul to teach little children. They were about 6 years old or 7 years old. I must say I have never seen so incredibly talented children as you have in Korea. They play extremely great and very difficult pieces, and they can do it even in 2 weeks. Tell me, what is the secret? Do they really so much practice, or what is the secret? Because I was really impressed that 10 years old girl, she was playing the Moldau for me, but really exceptionally good. She was playing, I don't know, Dietersdorf Concerto. She was about 7 years old, but she said that I played only 1 week, and she played it like someone who works for 3 months on it. Great, really, it's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
I think Korean musicians, especially young children, are very talented, and also they work very hard, and also the parents also push them a lot too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they have really somehow strong hands above them, so that they are really.
Yes.
But then the results are seen, yeah, because we will certainly talk about the competition as well and about all the talents. But now comes time when I have a surprise for you. I have always a surprise that I always invite someone who makes you happy. And I'm sure that my invitation today of the guest will make you happy, because I would like to invite really special guest, Kathleen Bright.
Oh my God, hi, Miss Bright.
Hi. Talking about you, Kathleen. Hello to the good morning, good evening. We have different time of.
Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Oh yeah. Good morning.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Wow.
Have you not seen each other? Tell me.
Oh no, we haven't seen each other in before your son was born.
Yes, I know. Yes. So it's been a long time. I think.
How old is he now?
Maybe he's now he's 12 years old, but he will be 13 in January. Yes.
Oh my, this is a long time. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Jana, for a great surprise. Oh my gosh.
I am so happy that. Of course, I'm thankful to Professor Kathleen that she accepted this invitation, even it's so early for her in the United States. And we had, of course, those who were not able to listen to the interview with Kathleen Bright. You are, of course, welcome to listen to on YouTube on the Harp Channel, because it was a wonderful interview with, of course, such a wonderful person, lady, and of course, harpist and teacher. And I'm so glad that it worked today. And I would like to ask you, Kathleen, because JUNG KWAK was so wonderful talking about you already. How did two of you met? I mean, of course, JUNG has chosen you as a teacher, but did you see her before, or it was the first meeting when she came to be with you?
No, it wasn't the first meeting. You came to take a lesson at my home in New Jersey.
Yes.
Your aunt knew of me or something, and her aunt lived in New Jersey, and so she came in and played for me, and it was love at first sight because she was wonderful, and her aunt wanted her to study with someone that she had met, which is certainly understandable, and we got along famously. It was wonderful. So
Yeah.
lessons occasionally as you could, because you were still in school. I think you were still in Indiana. Were you still in Indiana?
Yes.
And the two of you went to school together, didn't you? Weren't you in Indiana?
We did not meet there, right? You were not there yet when,
I was in high school.
Yeah.
You were in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in high school, but I saw you in master classes.
So we certainly met, but we were not at that same time at the same class. But we have. But the world is so small. But Kathleen, do you remember what Jung was playing for you when she came? You don't anymore.
Do you remember that what you said?
No, I don't remember.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who doesn't.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
But Miss Bride was just the best. Really, she was really absolutely wonderful. She was like our mom, for our class. Yes.
She is really I know, and really all the audience had the opportunity to meet her. As I said on the interview, you can see how warm and really so supportive professor she is. So it's really great to have a teacher like that as well. But how long have you been together at the university?
Well,
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, and then even though after I graduated, I came for lessons and once in a while. Yes, I did.
And I know that you two also performed together. You had some concerts together.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about the concerto, Jung?
Yes, we did the world premiere of David Cutler, who is a very famous composer in the U.S., Toy Fantasy. And so it was just my great honor to perform with Kathleen Bride in Korea at Seoul Center. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so
and then also at Eastman too. So.
Eastman, we did it at Eastman, but we did the world premiere in the Seoul Arts Center, and it was just wonderful. The piece is terrific. It's 4 movements.
4 movements. Yes.
It's not exactly what you would call easy. In fact, Jung played harp 1. Of course, I wanted her to play harp 1, and she said, "Oh no, you have to play harp 1. No. It's your country. You're going to play harp 1." So then the composer told me that he actually figured that I would play harp 2, and he made it harder than harp 1. I thanked him a lot. But it was a great success. The audience seemed to love it. We had a full house. It's a terrific piece. It's the composer David Cutler had been a student at Eastman. He got his master's there, and he was got his bachelor's from the University of Miami. He was a jazz major, so he came highly recommended, and so we asked him to write this piece. He had never written for harp before. Of course, how many times have you heard that? But with extensive editing, because he had all these keyboard things with all these inner voices, and it was going at 900,000 miles an hour. So we did a little bit of editing, but it really works very, very well. There's an extensive cadenza with the flute, and it's based on a story that he made up. And the story is of this little child whose Christmas toys come to life. And they have to decide whether they want to stay alive as live people or if they want to go back to Toyland. And there's a great disagreement among the toys. And then eventually it's all resolved. But it's really, really a good piece. And it's about 25 minutes or so.
Yes. Yeah, it's very difficult for both parts, but it's very fun and very the orchestra is not has a lot to do it, like that especially the percussionists, they're like running around.
Yeah. And the orchestra isn't too big. We told him that it should be smaller so that it can be performed more, and not write it for a big French orchestra of 4 trombones, 4 horns, 4 trumpets. So he did that, and it was very, very successful. And we love the piece. I've performed it. I performed it with you. I performed it with Courtney Bress in Colorado. And it's a great piece, and more people should play it. Anybody who likes 2-harp music, which I do. Some of my students don't, but I do. There are more opportunities to cover more notes. Anybody who's interested should really look this piece up. It's pretty terrific.
Yes. I recently played it with my Harpy Day ensemble leader, Sanyang Bang, and it brought back a lot of memories. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so hard.
Did I do this? Now, did this other harpist play harp too?
Yes.
I'm probably loving every minute of it. It requires some work, but it really is fun to play. We had a great time. So, I think it's a great addition to the literature.
So is it not a contemporary piece which it's not so interesting for the audience, but it's contrary? It's something what even the audience for the first time, they can really enjoy it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Tuneful. Don't you think, Joan? Very tuneful.
Yes, especially the second movement and the fourth movement is really, second movement has a very beautiful melodic theme, and the fourth movement is very rhythmic, but it's very audience engaging. Yes,
it really is.
So may I ask you to just say once more the title, so that the people who are interested now to find the music?
Yeah, go ahead.
David Cutler, Toy Fantasy.
Toy Fantasy, yeah.
Paired for 2 harps, yes.
And it's available everywhere in the music companies. It's possible to, or
I don't know. I think they would have to get it from David, or he may have it published by now. I don't know. But David Cutler, you can find him on the web. You can just Google David Cutler, and he teaches at where does he teach now?
I know, I forgot. I can't remember.
And then he came. He's someplace else. I don't know where.
The people certainly should and can really find all the information on the internet. But it's lovely to see. And it was the only time you played together, 2 of you?
Was it?
No. I don't know. I think we did play. No, I think we played a lot, like at Miss Bride's masterclass, summer camp, and stuff like that. I think, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
So, I'm so.
He was there. Why not? So we had fun, right? Didn't we?
Yes, of course.
That's so wonderful. Kathleen, are you okay now? Is everything now in US? Is everything okay now?
No, the cases are going crazy in the Midwest and in the South. In Texas, they're in big trouble. Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada. It's really awful. And the advice today or yesterday from the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, is don't travel for Thanksgiving. Stay home. Stay with the people you live with. And that's it. It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
How are you doing in Czech Republic? Because you had your lockdown.
We are now we already had everything now. So now it's getting better, but we are only afraid that when they will open it, it will come back. It is so easy because we are a small country and we still have a lot of cases, but it's much less than it has been about 2 weeks ago. It was 3 times more than today, but even today it is 5 times more than the springtime, you know, so it is very, very bad. So it's not good anywhere. Yeah.
Good. You know, I know Korea's doing very well, aren't they, Joe?
We did for a while. So like, I think in like, I can't remember if it was in June or in it was like down to like single digit, so like maybe 8 cases per day. But then the summer vacation, people traveled, and then there was the big rally and everything, and so now it's starting now. It's getting worse. We still, it's a lower number than, of course, like the US or like in most countries in Europe, but still our country panics even when the number gets over 100 per cases. And so now we're now up to like in the 300s. And so the weather is getting cold, and I think everywhere that's the bad sign, you know, spreading.
Yeah, that's what they're saying here. But today we're having this is an aberration day. It's almost 60 degrees here. It's almost 15 degrees Celsius here today. And tomorrow it's going to snow.
Oh.
You know that, Jung. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
In Rochester, it snowed in May.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was only a little bit.
Please, Kathleen, first of all, really mainly take care of yourself and stay safe. Stay at home.
Oh yes, we're staying home. Yes, you too, and Jung, you also, and every family. Keep them close. Keep them safe. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. How is your mother?
Oh, she's doing well. Please give my love to Mr. Hurley.
Well, say hello to your mother for me and your brothers and their families. Absolutely. And Jana, your sons are all right now?
They are all fine. Yeah, we are all fine. Thank you so much. We are all done. So we are at home only. We are not. They are not going to school. Actually, next week they are, but after 1.5 months only. So that's until now, it's everything okay. Hopefully, we will survive until Christmas at least.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we're all hoping too. And they're worried about 2 weeks after Thanksgiving there being a surge in cases, and 2 weeks after Christmas. So it's really worrying. You have to be so careful. And you know, I'm teaching 6 feet away from or 7 feet away from my students, and I'm used to sitting next to them, as we all do, and it's hard. But the students have been very cooperative, and we just go on. We sanitize. Wipe down the doorknobs, wipe down the benches, wipe down the stands. I clean more in my studio than I do at home.
But it's great that you can still have the lessons present, that you can really be together, because not here. We are only a distance. So that's so it's very different. Yeah.
And the students were dying for in-person lessons. They were so unhappy, as you can imagine, at the end of last semester, because it was all virtual and they hated every minute of it. And I hated it. It was, you know, 3 hours of Zoom is like shooting yourself in the foot. It was awful. So they're in person now, and we're all very happy. 7 feet away.
And keep cross fingers that everything will stay now covered, that it will not be worse, and that we will see each other again, hopefully in present. Not only online. But I'm so thankful, Kathleen, for your time today, and that you woke up so early. I'm so
no. I get up early every day, so it doesn't really make any difference.
No, but really, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, I know. When it's safe to go to the US, I will go and visit you. I miss you so much.
Absolutely, yes. And before you,
and I owe a lot, because really to Miss Bride, because she provided me with all the great advice and all my musical things and everything. Just as a human being, she just inspired me a lot. Yeah.
That's so nice. And you took advice, so I'm so impressed.
So my students know all about you, even though they haven't met, many of them haven't met you.
Right. The mythical guy. Yeah.
I'm so happy that it worked today, that you could have, after 13 years, at least online. And I'm sure that, at least you will be able to meet soon in person as well. And I send big hug to Kathleen, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I hope to see you all soon.
Okay. Take care.
Bye,
Stay healthy.
Yeah, stay safe.
I love you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. So I'm so glad. I have not even known that you have not seen so long time.
Oh,
So
yeah. Thank you very much. It was just a wonderful surprise.
It's my big pleasure. I'm so happy that it works. And of course, as I have seen, show the pictures. Unfortunately, I don't have any video of two of you playing, but at least I know that you are having also a very great friendship with Maria Luisa Ryan.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
You also played one duo. So let's see now at least one duo of two of you when you were performing at the festival in Korea. And
Oh, really? Okay.
there are some kind of noises of the people behind, but that's JUNG KWAK will explain, of course. It was through at the festival in Korea, which we were already showing the video from. And of course, Maria Luisa, it's not only your friend, but she's also supportive with the festival and the competition. Is that right?
Yes. With the Korea International Harp Competition, she's the co-director with me, and so and also for the Korea Harp Festival. So she we're doing it together, and so yes, she's not only a colleague, but she's like my sister, and of course you're like my sister too.
I know that you here. I can also see that you are even cooking together, or you were having the lunch, maybe the dinner.
Oh, yeah, it was a Korean barbecue place.
Indeed, yeah, of course, I remember we were having the same, but not here on this picture.
Yeah.
Same, yeah. But it's really wonderful, and I hope that here you have also performed together. When you were mentioning also Miss McDonald, that she was having the celebration of her birthday in United States. You and you were performing with Maria Luisa there as a duo as well. And all the students, not all, but of course some of the students who were performing at the concert. But I remember, I hope I can mention it. When was the competition and the festival in Korea? It was in 14, I guess, or 16?
In 2015.
15. And it was actually on the year when Miss McDonald had really a very big anniversary birthday, and you have organized such a celebration which keeps in my memory all the time. And I must say, I have never seen something so unique, so wonderful, and so special. And I will now show what you have even prepared for Miss McDonald. she was dressed in the costume as a princess of Korea. Is that true?
Korean queen. Yeah, Korean queen. Yes. Yes, princess to be married. Yes, yes.
That's really absolutely unique, and she looked so beautifully. She looked so beautiful.
Yeah.
But was it your idea to do it, or did someone give you this idea, or because you're so creative? So I'm sure it was your idea.
It was just, I was just honored that Mrs. McDonald would come as the chairman of the jury for the Korea International Harp Competition, and that was the very first year that we had. And of course, you came as our jury member too, and it was her 80th birthday, and so my mom wanted to give her a big celebration. So it was, and it was, I think, after the last day of the competition, that evening was her actual birth date. And so it was like, it was a birthday party. And so we had a lot of guests and friends there. And in Korea, do you remember the big tables with gigantic foods? So if you have, we call it kunsang, and it's a big table. And if you have that, it's not, even for Koreans, it's hard to have that kind of, all that kind of food and that kind of big table celebration. But if you have that on your birthday, then you will live long and you will be very healthy and be happy. Oh, and so that's why we wanted to give that opportunity to Ms. McDonald. So yeah.
That was a really amazing celebration. I'm sure that Miss McDonald really, even today, she really remembers it.
Yeah, she still talks about it. Yes.
It was really very special, and I wish that there will be any video of all the event, because I think that it will be nice for the people to have this kind of feeling that they were there together, because it was very, very, very beautiful. And coming back to the festival and competition, Jung, when did you? What was the year? The first year when you started? It was 2015, and not before. It was
2012 for the Korea Art Festival, and the reason that it was very noisy when Luisa and we were playing, we do for the first two festivals we called it Harp Marathon, but now we changed the name, and I have almost 20-year-old leading harp ensemble in Asia called Harpy Day Ensemble. So Happy Concert with Harpy Day Ensemble now, but it is either the Harp Marathon or that kind of format. We go to, not to a classical performance area, but we go to a public place where no one has to buy tickets. So then the youngest audience can be an infant. So because in Korea, all the classical halls, you have to be at least 7 and older to enter to the concert halls. But not many people do come, because there are still a lot of general public that has never been to a classical concert. And so I wanted to go to an open space, a public space where no one has to pay a fee, and also then at no age limit, and also just for them to experience harp music. So like professionals, like before the video, like Naoko played, Luisa plays, so we have international guests as well as amateur harpists who haven't played the harp maybe only for a month or two, plays along with harp majoring students and people who play for as a hobby. So we do have mixture of professionals and amateurs on one stage and a one concert title, and that's very unique. We modeled it after the Hong Kong Art Festival, but so then people can experience, if a little child who hasn't been playing the harp for a long time plays, then it's like, oh, maybe I can, after hearing him or her play, oh, maybe I should start learning the harp. Not to just discourage with all the professionals, just amazing performances, but So it is a unique format. It's one of the main opening events that we do, and at that time, like we do it at like a very big public library, or we go to like a city hall, a stage, or we go to like a museum, or like, yes. So we go to many different places.
Yeah, we have seen on the video that there was really a huge library. That was exactly what you mentioned now. And you do also, you have sent me the pictures of 60 harps ensemble.
Oh, no. Oh, it's 135 harp ensembles.
I thought like 60, it's too little. No, I think that it must be more.
Yes, it was 50 grand harps, and then 85 lever harps. And so I did, it was a fun experience.
And who tuned all harps? Every harp is tuned themselves, of course.
Yes, and also the Harpy Day Ensemble, because the Korea Harp Festival is organized by Harpy Day Ensemble. So the Harpy Day Ensemble, and then in the ensemble, it was like there were mixtures of professionals along with amateurs and young children. So like for the young children, we had to all the Harpy Day Ensemble and my old former students, they all tuned. And so yes. So It was an Asian record. Yes, I did it. I actually did the conducting, but I did it in Hong Kong with 125. And at that time, that was a set record. And then it was like, oh, I want to do this in Korea. And so I did it in 2012 as the opening event for the Korea Harp Festival.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what piece did you play? Did you play all or?
We did Handel Harp Concerto First Movement, and then we did a Korean. That day, I think, was like a day before the Children's Day in Korea, and so we did like a medley of Korean tunes, children tunes, and then we did Arirang, which is our very famous Korean folk melody. So.
I'm really impressed by all this, because of course you cannot do it without having so many harpists and so many young harpists as well. So as I mentioned also in the video of the competition, it is everything connected. You have 3 categories, and you have always like the youngest categories is until 12 years old.
Yes, 12 years old, yes.
So it's really so little children. It's what was the youngest? Who was the youngest ever? Do you remember the age?
I think maybe 8. I think 8 years old or 7 years old. I can't remember, but yes, I think about that. Yeah.
Oh,
so I have junior youth, which is up to 18 years old, and then young professional, which is up to 32. Yes.
And it's every second year.
So yes, every 2 years. It was supposed to be this year for the 3rd time, and unfortunately, it was supposed to be in April. We usually schedule it like during Easter, so then a lot of people can come from abroad. But at that time in Korea, with the COVID-19, it was really bad, and so we decided to postpone it to end of November. And then recently we decided to cancel it this year because right now, at that time when we canceled, Korea was really doing really well. It was very low numbers, but the overall elsewhere was really bad. And for any foreigners, or even for Koreans to come into Korea, you have to be quarantined for 14 days, but it's very strict in our country. It's like, so if you don't, if you like, for example, you will be in a certain place, and if you step out just to go to a convenience store or even out of the building's elevator, you can be reported to the government, and then you can get kicked out or go to jail, or like it's very very strict. And for
Oh,
14 days, you can't throw out the trash because it might be contaminated. And so, like, because the even though you are healthy, you get tested right as you enter Korea. But the sickness, it can be in your body for a while, and then you can get sick. And so it's very strict. And so I
wow.
didn't think it would be fair for any contestant or the jury members to come to Korea and stay there for 14 days and really locked down in a room. And
Yeah.
then so we decided to unfortunately cancel. Yes. But we will host it again in 2022. Hopefully by then everything will be every nation everyone will be back, their lives will be back to normal.
No, it's very clever. I'm sure it is much more clever because, as you said, even if your country is okay, the other countries are not able to. Even maybe they are not able to travel. Maybe they are locked so that they cannot come, and it will be
Yeah.
a shame for the students that they cannot come, even they have prepared the repertoire. But because you have some limit of age, and it will be postponed for 2 years, will you have the deadline or the limit of the age 2 years more, so that the people who wanted to attend this year, they will be still able to attend next year?
Unfortunately not, because I think these days the young kids everywhere, they learn so much
Fast.
repertoire, and they learn it very quickly. And so I think it will be I don't think nobody will be happy to play the same repertoire for a couple of years.
Yeah,
And so we will have new repertoire, but for the young professional, we will always based on Israel competition and also the USA international art competition repertoire. And so so that might be a little bit almost similar to the old repertoire, but yes.
Yes, I just, of course, this is very good that the program will be changed because it will be also motivation for the students to learn something new. But I'm talking about the age, because maybe some of the students were having the limit this year, and now next time they will already not be able to attend because they will be older. So do you think about an exception next year to do 2 years, like prolong the age limit?
We did talk about it with Louisa and our Korean, the Harpy Day Ensemble and our staff, and at like, if we have like an 8-year-old versus then if we extend it to 14, 8-year-old and a 14, no matter how amazing an 8-year-old can be, still you can't beat a teenager. And so unfortunately we will just keep that age limit.
Yeah. Okay. So even the oldest category will not be prolonged for 2 more years. The limit, because the youngest one can, of course, they can switch to another category, but the professional division, it's the age limit, and the people who are, I don't know, 30 years old.
32.
So maybe they are 32 this year, and next time they cannot attend anymore. So
actually, we only had really young ones, so like in the 20s, so it was no problem.
I bet that it's usual that the people are not attending the competition when they are over 30s and already. Of course, yeah. And tell me, because you are not only doing this festival, not only this competition, as we were talking, you are a board of the directors of the competition in USA, and also in the board of the directors of the World Harp Congress. But you do also, as far as I remember, or maybe understood from the video which I have, that you are helping children. Do you have any projects for helping the children? Can you tell me?
Yes. So I've been doing Christmas concerts, I think for almost over 20 years now, and in Korea. And from 2009, I have a Christmas like year-end concert series called Sharing Love. And as the title says, is to share the love with the young disabled children. And so this year, we were going to have it next month, but we also decided to cancel because of the COVID-19, and it's going to get, I know it's going to get worse, and also because all the entire profit of the concert is donated to the young children. And for one night's concert, it depends on the year, but at least 10,000 US dollars to like 30,000 US dollars we raise, and we donate all that money to the young disabled children of the Freedom. It's under Green Umbrella Foundation Child's Fund, but the place is this Hansarang orphanage, and so.
Oh, that's wonderful. I will now share with the people this atmosphere, and of course also another video about the Christmas concert.
Frost on the window and crystals of snow, soft colored lights shimmer and glow here in the city as night starts to fall. God bless the child, God bless us all.
It's beautiful. It's really amazing what you do, everything for the children, and at least the atmosphere of the Christmas through the screen when you are not able to do it this year. But it's really something very special that you also do with the people. The children are on the stages. I've seen that there are some, maybe they are singing as well, or they are just part of the event, right? Of the concert.
Oh, they come as the audience members, and then also I think the photos were like with when the Child's Fund they did a big concert. We Harp Ensemble and myself, we played on behalf of the young children, and they come backstage to as an audience members, and so I always have a lovely time with them. Also, not only we donate money, but also my family, my students, Harp Ensembles, family members, we all go and to take care of the children once in a while, and to feed them, bathe them. Even my young son went since he was 5 years old to play with these children, and so.
And we will talk about your son, but before that, I will just show now to see the presentation of your all work before we will go to the private informations. last sample from the CD of yours, which I will just show all 6 of them now. You can just only tell us if you can, which was the first one and which order was the issues of those.
Oh, the gift in the middle with the 2 harps.
Yes.
That was my very first Christmas album, and the song I think was the gift. The title was sung and written by the Jekyll and Hyde, the famous Broadway singer Linda Eder, and the composer was Frank Wildhorn, which was the producer and the composer for the Jekyll and Hyde Broadway. And on that CD, I also had like a guest star of the world famous Sumi Jo, the soprano singer, and then it was the Jules, and then the third one was the Vivace, and then Toccata, and then Angelic Moments, and then the best album. Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really, and the covers are very beautiful. So please really look at the internet. You can find certainly all of these CDs and you can purchase them because they are all so different. And I'm sure that everybody will find the way to find them on the internet. But as I'm always saying, we are performers, we are like artists for the people from the audience, but we are mainly also human beings. We are not something different than the others. We are having our families, we are having our life. And I know that you mentioned once that since you have a child, you feel that your life somehow changed. You were mentioning that your son is 12 years old. He is such a big already. It's amazing that it goes so fast. But tell me, how did you feel when he was born? What was really the first thing that you thought about?
Okay. Before he was born, during my pregnancy, I actually the doctor told me that he was not going to be normal. He was not going to be healthy.
Oh.
And I had a chance. I think she told me it was like 40 times more than the normal mother to be that my child will be not healthy. But I think at that time it was like, oh my gosh, my child is disabled, and it's like I heard it as like 400 times, and also, so I was very unhappy. I was like really crying from the beginning of my pregnancy, even though it was a blessing because after I think it was the 3rd year of my marriage that I was carrying him, and then also at I think like towards the later part, I was infected with my immune system was down, and so I had some infection in my ear, and I almost lost hearing.
Oh no!
And then, but fortunately, my hearing was okay. It was like that for that. I don't know the American term, but with that, normally, like if the infection comes with your eyes, then you go blind, 100%. And the second worst, it was my ear, which you will lose hearing. And of course, as a musician, I'm not a composer. It is absolutely a worst scenario. But luckily, my hearing was okay. But it infected my I think with my I can't really now think, but my face on my right side was 70% paralyzed. And so I had my left eyebrow was like on my forehead, and then I was like my face was all like twisted, and I could not pronounce I, A, E, O, U. And then like if I eat, then half of the food are spilling, but I didn't have any feeling. So I didn't know I was spilling the food. And the doctor said I might not be back to normal. I had a very high chance of not being back to normal. But luckily, within 3 weeks, I was disabled for 3 weeks. And then after 3 weeks, luckily, I got back to normal. And the doctors predicted that my baby would not be healthy. And then it will go into intensive care as soon as he was born. And so I was just, during my pregnancy, I was just having a really miserable time. And also I could not eat garlic. And so, like, as you know, Korean food, it has garlic everywhere. And so I could not eat. And so I lost more weight when I had my child. And because all I could eat was maybe some just bland rice soup, and that's it. And so I really had like one of the worst scenarios during my pregnancy. But luckily, when he was born, he was very healthy, and he was 11 pounds. It was like 4.95 kilograms, which is almost 5 kilograms. And so, but he was very healthy. And after that, really, I thank God, Buddha, all religion. I was just so thrilled. And after that, I felt that, okay, with my talent and with my love for music, I should share it with the general public, and also to give something back to people. And so that's how I started the Sharing Love series, to really help out these young disabled children, because maybe my son could have been one of them. And also I felt I was disabled for three weeks. And so that actually changed my life. So before my son was born, I was like, I always did really like maybe Korean premiere, world premiere, Asian premiere. I did a lot of like different repertoire, many tries with all different kinds of instruments. Very, maybe I was more centered around like me, with my, like, to do very various things. But after my son's birth, now I play more. Yes, I do classical. I play a lot of concertos with many different orchestras. But when I do the Sharing Love series or my concert series, then I do more easy listening. So that's why the angelic moment, or that more lighter classical music, or lighter any genre music that people can really understand and communicate. And so for the Sharing Love series, not only I play with many different ensembles, and also with my Harpy Day ensemble, but I also talk. I'm the MC, and then also we do, because it's during mostly Christmas time or end of year, so we do, I buy gifts for the audience, and then we do drawing lots, and then also we have events of like giving presents to certain audience members, so we do a lot of like fun stuff. So it's not in a traditional classical concert form, so that's why it's always sold out. And luckily, because of I don't have like a big corporation supporting me, but for just buying a ticket for the Sharing Love series concert, they are donating the money to these young children. And so even my son, starting from 7 years old, he actually he buys the ticket. He paid out of his own pocket, and also he donates money in the donation box and stuff like that. Yes.
Oh, no, he's so lovely. He's really so wonderful. And I must say now I am impressed about your human being. I knew how wonderful you are, but for me now you are even more unique and more really special. And I'm incredibly touched by everything what you went through. And yeah, I really admire you amazingly for all.
No.
I'm thankful that you get better later and that everything is now back to normal and you can work, you can share. Your son is healthy. That's the most important, of course. And that your health went back to normal as well, which is a miracle for me. It is absolutely a miracle. Certainly the angels and God really loves you. So I'm sure what your grandma said, that you are the angel. Maybe you are really the one who has the
No.
no, it's
Thank you.
no, I thank you for being as you are, and I wish that there is more people like you, because only like that the world would be so beautiful, because we will know that we should help each other, and that we are not going to profit out of it, but that we want to help and to make the people happy, which is the way how we should deal with each other. And
That.
that's very, very, very unique. And I'm so really thankful for all what you are doing, and also for the harp community, because thanks to you, you are doing amazing advertisement for the harp in your country, in South Korea, in Seoul. And you have also beautiful, as I said, beautiful studio where the harpists can practice, and where they have lessons. And I was also visiting. If I can show, I hope I can show the picture of the studio. So beautiful. Also the example of all the harp which you have there. It is also unique. I mean, you are really the inspiration. You are absolutely a unique inspiration for all of us. And I'm thankful, more than thankful, for everything. And now with all this story, even I have no words. I have really no words. I'm so thankful that you are fine after all what you went through.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. So that's why I think after my the that's why I started the Sharing Love series, and then also I wanted an easier road for the young generation of Korean harpists, or any if I see a talented young international harpist, I want to help them, or at least ease them. Not everyone has a lucky chance like you, winning all the great international prizes, or like for me, like I had a performing, debuting with Maestro Meta and all those famous musicians. Not everyone has that kind of an easy road. So I wanted to provide somewhat just a little tiny step, a stool to help them to get into their big career. And so that's why I decided to host the Korea International Harp Competition, and also for the Korea Harp Festival, to share music with the general public, to let the people know about the harp, as well as to give chances for the amateur harpist to perform, and also to perform on the same stage as great international amazing artists. So then they can get pride, and they can even really get into the harp more. And so I wanted to provide that kind of ambiance and opportunities for the young ones.
Thank you. Thank you so much for not only a wonderful playing, because only good players can promote the harp the way which we all want. And I'm so thankful for your energy, for your inspiration, for your motivation, for everybody to do what they want to see in your case as well. It's unbelievable. Absolutely, really, there is nothing missing, absolutely nothing missing. And I really,
You're too kind.
absolutely, it's really unique, and we all know that. And Jung, I would like, because I am keeping you so long already, and you have already late. You have quarter to midnight, and I don't want you to be so late on. But I am so thankful for your time, and of course I would like to ask you, because you have so many wonderful dreams, maybe that you would like that come true. Is there any which you would like to share with us?
I don't know. I think I still have a long way to go, but my dream is, especially in Korea, still the audience feels, oh, harp is a very expensive instrument. Oh, it's like oh it, they perceive it as like a real separate instrument, like they put it on a pedestal. And so for me, my dream is, if I go on the street and ask a young 2 or 3 year old child, do you know how many harp strings there are on a concert harp? Then they would answer, oh, 47 strings and 7 pedals, because everyone who doesn't even play the piano, everyone knows that there are 88 keys and black and white keys, but not about, unfortunately, not about the harp. So my dream is to let the harp more aware to the Korean audience as well. And also, I hope with the Sharing Love series, it will continue even after my death. And I've with the Harpy Day Ensemble, which are my dear, wonderful, amazing Korean young players and teachers, also my students, but they will carry it on even though after my death, for to help these young little children. Yes.
Jung, this is a very far future, certainly, because we don't want to lose you, please. What you should never even talk about. And I'm sure that you started such a project in your country for the harp that you will bring this dream true. And I'm sure it will come. And certainly the children, when they see the harp, they are impressed. They can see the number 7 on the harp, and it's 47. We have every single 7. So it's a lucky number. And I'm sure that you are bringing the luck to everybody and the happiness to everybody, also to our audience today. And to me, it has been a really wonderful for me afternoon with you, for me in Europe. I hope that you have been happy with us as well. During
yes, of course. It was an amazing time. Thank you.
I am so thankful really for everything again. And I wish you, Jung, that everything, it's in the best way for everybody, from your family, for you, of course, for the harp world in your country and everywhere. And I hope that we will be able to see each other soon again.
Yes, I know. I can't wait to see you in person.
Me too. Jack, please take care. I wish you a wonderful evening. And please, if you can, after we will say goodbye now, stay online. I will just say goodbye to you afterwards as well.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
being with us today. And I wish you all a very nice day, very nice evening also. And certainly we will see next week again. We will have 2 interviews next week. Even both of them will not be with the harpist, but it will be with the cellist Jiří Barta, and the second one will be the conductor maestro Jakub Hrusha. So don't forget to be with us, and I'm looking forward to see you. Have a great day, and thank you very much, Jung. Well, our wonderful, very special guest from South Korea, a great harpist, great performer, great organizer, and everything, and a wonderful person. What is the most important? Thank you, Jung, for everything. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.